Scott Narver, it is time.
Jiggler Bacon, time for what?
November 4th, 2019, October 11th, 2022, and now January 16th, 2024. For the third time in 5 years, it is our annual Championship of Champions.
So by annual, you mean whenever you remember it?
Yeah, whenever we just fucking decide on doing it.
Championship of Champions 3, today on Pro Wrestling Palskis.
Hi, Scott Narver.
Hey, Jiggler Bacon.
And hello to everybody listening out there on your pod feeds. Maybe you don't. Maybe you go to pwpalskis.com and you listen on the embedded player on the website. I don't know. I shouldn't presume so much.
I don't know. I think everybody's got pod feet and they listen on their pod feet.
That's not what I said. Listen, I know I talk like Tamina, but that's not what I said. And you know that's not what I said.
On their pod feet. They're on their hands and knees listening to their pod feet.
Yes. All of that, what he said, yes, and that's what we do. We must acknowledge AJ0314, aka Binary, current PWP champion. Good point, Scott. That was some A+ pointing there. If you would like to be the PWP champion, well, too fucking bad. AJ0314 is the current champ, but that's okay because he will defend that title the first episode of February. If you would like to be in the running for the championship, head on over to patreon.com/PWPalskis and become a championship tier Palski. And you yourself could have your name and lights etched in the history books for all of time. You will be immortalized.
Yeah, you'll be in the annals of PW Palski's MySpace page.
Yep.
Of the top blog.
Listen, you will be in the annals of our Tumblr page. But more importantly than being in the annals is you get to pick a watch along for us. You get your name and lights in the Discord, and you get an item of your choosing from the shop over at dragonwagonshop.com.
That a cat might take over.
A cat might take over. It did happen last month. We saw that. Was it on the Discord?
It's happening this month. The merchandise has arrived, and Tim Redbeard's two cats have taken over.
Yes, understood.
Hey, if you need cat blankets, boom, our merch, perfect.
We have a very, very, very special episode today.
Are we going to learn something?
Yes, we are going to learn something. We are going to learn how little I know about some of the names on this list. Because it is time for our somewhat annual, 3 times within 5 years, Championship of Champions.
Ooh.
So we have scoured the internet and selected the 10 champions, the 10 pro wrestling champions,
world champions,
that will be world champions that will be participating. So we have 10 quote different companies. Yes, don't add us. WWE has 2 champions, and so we are both champions in WWE. 3 champions. NXT also counts. There are 3 champions. WWE has really stacked the odds here.
AEW has 2.
Yeah, if you count Ring of Honor, sure.
Yeah, because same guy owns it, so.
Right. Well,
he can't unify that shit? Come on.
We do have a special graphic here that we've made. So if you're not in the live stream, you're going to miss out on being able to follow along. We made brackets. But before I throw up the brackets.
Stop saying we. You did all this. This is all you.
All right. Well, you helped pick them because what we did was I numbered the champions without Scott knowing which champion
what
was
numbers
which number.
are. So he had to explain all of that to me.
Oh my goodness. I had to explain like the Arabic numbering creations. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But, He selected numbers between 1 and 10 at random.
Yeah, I did.
It was touch and go there for a little while, but he made it through.
More touching, less going.
And I added the respective champions in order to this bracket. So there you have it. We have 2 sides, and in round 1, there are 4 matches. The winners of those rounds will go on, much like we did this quote last year in 2022, to a second round triple threat match in which wrestlers have gotten a bye, completely randomized. The 2 wrestlers, the 2 champions who've gotten a bye based on Scott's randomized number picking are ROH champion Eddie Kingston and AEW champion Samoa Joe. By the way, time of this recording, which is December 7th, for all we know, 4 of these people aren't champions anymore by the time this comes out, but this is who's champion right now.
Right now.
And so those 2 triple threat winners will go to face each other one-on-one for the Championship of Champions 3.
I'm only mildly confused, so good job.
It makes perfect sense to anybody who can see the graphic. The first round matchup on the left side of the brackets here, Ilya Dragunov of NXT versus Alex Shelley of TNA. And then Roman Reigns, the WWE Universal Champion, against Alex Kane of MLW, the MLW World Champion. On the right side of the bracket, we've got, I always forget the full name, El Hijo del Vikingo, AAA, one of 2 men on this list who were there last year, versus EC3 of NWA. And then the other round 1 on that side is Naito, IWGP of New Japan Pro Wrestling, versus Seth Rollins, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
So where listen, this is one of those episodes that's just going to make anybody listening upset because they have no say. Now, if you're in the chat, you can really do some damage here as far as convincing us which way some of these matches go.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, Scott had to remind me who the hell Alex Shelley is.
I don't think it was remind you so much as explain it. Much like Arabic numbers to me.
But the reality is even if I saw a picture of him, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's the guy from the Motor City Mad Machine Gun Men. I would be like, who the fuck is this guy?
To be fair, he would say the same about you.
100%. But who wouldn't? The other name on the list that I'm not familiar with is the MLW World Champ, Alex Kane. I put the A there just in case people thought we were crazy and I thought Kane was the MLW champion.
Did you look him up? I looked him up immediately.
Yeah. I mean, he was forgettable. He looked like a guy. He looked like a creator wrestler, generic mode, no?
What? Alex Kane of MLW looks like a generic guy to you?
Alex Kane. Maybe I'm confusing him with Alex Shelley. Alex Kane, MLW. Let's look him up here.
He doesn't look like that at all to me.
Oh, no, this was not what my brain remembered. Oh, this guy's got a look.
Yeah, this guy's
holy shit.
Fucking destroy you.
I mean,
I love if you're like us, you're not watching MLW, but from the look of this guy, he's an up and comer. I haven't watched him in ring, haven't heard him on the mic, but just from looks, it's like, okay, I buy it. But
I love
just the assessment, like, wait a minute, don't you mean the generic guy? Like, no.
I was definitely confusing that with Alex Shelley when I looked up Alex Shelley. So where do you want to start, Scott Narver?
Well, I think we got to start at the top left, don't you?
Alrighty. So the first battle is Ilya Dragunov versus Alex Shelley of TNA. So it's NXT versus TNA.
Man, you can't get a more concaved and close-eyed wrestler than Alex Shelley.
What do you mean by close-eyed?
Look at a photo of him.
Yeah,
those eyes. He's practically a Cyclops.
Are his eyes slowly merging into one?
It's not slow. It's every second you blink, his eyes get closer and closer together. And they're deep seated into the back of his head. It's deep in his brain.
It does seem like in this one photo that I have found, it does seem like somebody photoshopped his eyes to be a little bit smaller than they should be. You know that fad where people like make the mouth a little smaller? He kind of looks
an old photo.
He looks a little bit like Mansoor, whatever the fuck his 12 names are.
That's an old photo, Jake. Like, look at him now. Go to TNAwrestling.com/wrestlers. Look at his championship photo, and that's a fucking Cyclops right there. And his eyes start at the back of his head.
That should be his nickname. All right. Impact Wrestling, maybe? No, it didn't come up.
Nope. That's what I said. TNAwrestling.com.
Yeah, no, I'm saying TNA didn't come up. Oh, TNA Wrestling.
Yeah.
.com. I mean, the new TNA Championship belts are to be revealed ahead of Hard to Kill.
Yeah, it's probably just got one eye on it for him. Just a fucking one-eyed. So I think he has a distinct advantage.
But Ilya Dragunov wears like creepy white contacts. He's got no eyes. This is a battle of one eyes versus no eyes.
Yeah, so it's the blind leading the image, there you go. Look at that.
They do look like they're fighting for supremacy.
Mm-hmm. So you got like a master versus a pupil match. It's different with him because he will just be a pupil.
It's a literal pupil match.
I can't believe that he's champion. I've been so checked out of TNA. I did not know that he is the current world champion.
I believe it just happened a couple of weeks ago. Let's see. I'll look it up here so that we have context. Since again, Scott and I aren't up. What two people better to do this, by the way?
Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray.
You know what?
I think some of them work there and they'd be like, wait, really?
Right.
He's champ. Can I be champ?
The current champion is Alex Shelley, who is in his first reign. Alex Shelley. Oh, no, he won it in June of 2023. Never mind. This wasn't a recent one.
Happened.
That must have been one of the other guys I was looking up. So yeah, he's been running with it over there and formerly Impact current TNA. I love that it says current TWA World Championship belt, and then it just says Impact World Champion on it. I guess that's why they're unveiling the new belts, I suppose.
Quick aside. We ever going to do this for the ladies?
I thought about that when I was putting this together. I was like, shit, we should have just done the ladies this year. But I'm thinking maybe since we've lied about this being annual since its inception in 2019, maybe we just do a second one this year with the ladies. Maybe we do SummerSlam Ladies Championship of Champions 1.
Could be. Or one of the 25 AEW pay-per-views now.
Right. Yeah, there we go. We could tie it to one of them big ones. Mike Lucas in the chat says, Alex Shelley over Dragunov for sure. He's a core member of TNA and a history with the company, and Isla, although talented, has a rich indie career but no long history with WWE. I mean, he's been with WWE for quite a few years now. Maybe not nearly as long.
NXT UK. I mean, that's
still... He's former NXT. Actually, I think the final NXT UK champion, if I'm not mistaken. He was the one who defeated Gunther in a fantastic. I think I showed you that. Did we watch that match on No, I think I just talked about it ad nauseum.
No, I've just seen it.
Oh, okay.
But isn't he blind now? Like you said, he's got white eyes. He's been chopped blind by Gunther. He could no longer see.
Oh shit! That's what happened.
So he's there at NXT. Was it 2.7 right now? I'm not sure which version they're on, but no one can stop Dragunov, like, because nobody gives a shit. Like Braun Breaker could, doesn't want to, right? And then everybody else is like, hold on, I'm learning how to take a flat bump today. So nobody else knows what's happening. So he is the blind leading the blind over there. And then you got a Cyclops and Alex Shelley, who has, under his championship regime back in June, has formed the recreation of TNA. His tag team partner is X Division champion. They're running the show right now. They are the Motor City Machine Guns. So they see the whole road. So, I don't see how Dragunov can go through having his own blindfold match against Alex Shelley and take him out.
All right. So how does is there a specific way the match plays out?
Well, much like when we saw Jake the Snake Roberts versus Rick Martel in that WrestleMania blindfold match.
There's a sack over his head.
Dragunov's looking for Alex Shelley out in the ring, and the crowd's like, no. And he's pointing. He's like, is he over here? Is he over here? And they're like, yeah. And Alex Shelley's like, what are you going to do? Come on, what are you going to do? And, they start to go at it, but Alex Shelley's got the advantage, and it's just, it's really tricky. But I think the only way that Dragunov can get any help is he's called up members of AEW, because as we all know in AEW, if you want to be anybody on that show, you have to wear an eye patch. And I think at least 5 wrestlers have worn an eye patch on that show. So, and currently Bryan Danielson is.
Okay.
So Danielson comes out to help Dragunov, gives him his eye patch. And then Dragunov gets Alex Shelley in a headlock and then puts the eye patch on Alex Shelley, blinded. Now it's a blind versus blind match.
So wait a minute. You're telling me the Tuesday Night Wars, AEW versus NXT, everything, they're now working together.
Aren't we in an Undisputed Era Kingdom thing?
I don't know the connection to Isla from that, but yeah, I follow.
Because we had Adam Cole and company come over
to
AEW, and now they're in cahoots.
Right. All righty. So, but now that it's an even playing field, is Isla able to overcome and take on Shelley properly?
He is. It's controversial because Alex Shelley says, like, I can't see, and the ref's like, I can't. That's on your face. I don't know how to remove it. I can't.
Right.
I can't touch it.
I'm gonna give you this though. Alex Shelley, by being a Cyclops, has a harder time seeing Ilja Dragunov's very colorful, ridiculous NXT 2.0 championship, which is a benefit to him.
Yeah.
Because if you could see that thing really well, it would be very, very problematic and distracting. At some point in the match, I'd like somebody to grab some, like some paint thinner and try to get that shit off of the NXT championship.
And as we've all learned from the movie Kroll, the Cyclops can see their own demise.
Absolutely.
That is the ability to see in the future that they can. And Alex Shelley, as he gets into this match, he gets into the ring and they ring the bell and he stops for a second and he goes, oh God.
I saw this whole thing. He thinks the whole thing happened before it even starts.
He knows this is where he loses.
He's just looking at the apron going, shit, where's all this AEW guys going to come from?
Where are they? And then he gets blindsided.
Oh my god.
And Dragunov gets the win with one of them schoolboys.
Oh my god. So Ilja Dragunov is going to schoolboy Alex Shelley to move on to round 2. Holy
and then
shit.
Dragunov's there celebrating, going like, hey, AEW guys. They've all left. He has no idea that they're gone. He's just like waiting to be picked up. He's doing I'll do the little jump so you can just hoist me on your shoulders. And he's doing that for like 6 minutes. And eventually Triple H comes out and goes like, hey man, you got to go to the back. Like we got other matches.
Alrighty. So there we go. I moved him over. Dragunov advances. Pardon my very crude editing of our very crude brackets here that I whipped up before the show. There you go. Dragunov advances against Shelley. Sorry, TNA. We're glad that you're TNA again, but you're no longer in the Championship of Champions.
Don't send a Cyclops in against a blind guy. You should have.
Listen. Everybody knows that
fortune
classic
cookie when
saying.
I was 6.
Yeah, of course. It's an iconic saying. Everybody knows that. I think Confucius said that.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go on the other side? Vikingo versus EC3 in a first round match.
Yeah, let's do that.
Vikingo, one of only two people to be on this with the same titles as they were last time. Roman Reigns and Vikingo were the two who stayed the same. Now, I don't know that Vikingo has retained the title throughout since our last one of these. I think he might have lost it and then won it back, but that's okay.
I'll take a gander at that. Let's see here.
Gander. So, going into this match, all right, Vikingo is focused. All right, AAA. I think it's called. Is it called the AAA Mega Championship? It's got a silly name like that, and by silly I mean just to me,
not Universal.
I think it's called the AAA. Cool. Yes, the AAA Mega Championship. That's their world title. So he's. I mean, there's, as we know, there's barely anything higher than Mega.
He's been holding this since December 4th, 2021.
Oh shit! So he is. So he didn't lose it that whole time. He has been.
He's been waiting for us.
Fantastic. Well, by the way, none of these matches are championship matches. So, they don't. The people aren't losing their titles. We're just giving a new title that we're giving them because there aren't enough titles.
Yeah.
So he's really focused. Vikingo, right? Elio de Vikingo, super focused. He's been looking ahead. He's been watching tape. He knows all about EC3. EC3, on the other hand, at least within the past couple days, if not a couple weeks now, based on when we record to when this episode comes out, Billy Corgan has been in EC3's ear going like, do you know anybody who plays guitar? We need a new guitar player. We lost our guitar player. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, Scott Narver.
Not for Smashing Pumpkins, but for Juan, right?
No, it's for Smashing Pumpkins. Oh,
but what about Juan?
Schwan Zavi. I don't know. I tried to come up with a Schwan pun. I couldn't do it. If you're not aware, listeners, the Smashing Pumpkins have lost a guitar player, and they have just put out on their Facebook page, like, hey, do you know how to play guitar? Would you like to be a guitar player? So they put an open call out. But oh my God, EC3 is trying to concentrate. He's the NWA champ, but Billy Corgan just won't fucking shut up about his goddamn need for a guitar player. And he's just like, we are the best band that's ever lived. And I'm pretty much the greatest songwriter that's ever lived. But I don't know why. In my head, he sounds a little bit like Jay Leno. Yeah. My name is Billy Corgan, and I'm with Smashing Pumpkins. And I need a guitar player. EC3, a guitar player. I think you gotta play some guy. You not play guitar. What about that guy Elias? Oh wait, that's not his name no more. What's that? He plays guitar, right? You think he wants to play? What about Rick Boogs? He got fired from over WWE. So many guitar players in this. Maybe somebody could be a guitar player in Smashing Pumpkins. And
EC3 also has to worry about this death match he has coming up with Matt Cardona.
All right, so there you have it. Between the fog of war of Matt Cardona's death match over your one shoulder and fucking Billy
retaining
Corgan.
Any water in your body. Because
why does he have a problem?
I mean, look at him. Look at his physique.
Oh, I get it. Got it.
Like any semblance of it looks like he's constantly doing a bodybuilding competition.
By the way, if you just simply Google EC3, you would think he would be the top thing you see, but instead, a sponsored advertisement for EC3 mold solution spray. It's the first thing that comes up.
Jake, they work hand in hand. How do you think he's so cut? He doesn't drink water anymore. He only drinks mold solutions. It eradicates any vapors in the body.
Yeah, no, he does. He does look like a freak, and it does look like his nose is trying to escape the rest of his face.
It looks mildly obsessive at this point.
Yeah.
It's not a habit. It's not just I work out and it feels good. It's a, hey, you should get some sleep. No, my oblique. It's not what I want it to look like. You're just fucking going ape shit on yourself. So he's got a lot on his mind.
Yes, that's fair. Highly distracted, to say the very, very least, is EC3.
And Vikingo, also distracted, trying to figure out, what do I do? I can't do what Bart Simpson does in The Simpsons, where I just put some lollipops in the bottom of my shoes. So when I go into the tournament and it says you have to be this tall in order to be in the championship of champions, and get past the sign to meet the height requirement. That's too obvious. Should I get some lifts? What should I do? So he's trying to figure out how to pass the height requirement.
That's tough. That's it's almost like a physical hurdle to get over that you're too short to get over.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because you want to ride this ride.
All right. So we know how they're feeling going into it. What do you think happens in this match?
Oh, I think it's Vikingo. We know that he's prone to jumping off of things, leaping everywhere. So he gets past the height requirement by being up on the sign and going like, "You want to see me jump?" And then we're like, "Hey, man, just save it for the match." So he just distracts everyone by trying to do crazy stunts before the match.
Right.
And EC3 is working out and also trying to figure out how to play guitar because he's like, I guess I should learn guitar because that would really help Billy out.
Yeah, I could just string some strings from my abs to my nose and I can play them across my chest.
Yeah, so he's, they're both taken in, and when they get in the ring with each other, they're both like, "Hey, wait, weren't you that funny guy in TNA?" And then EC3's going, "Wait, aren't you that guy that everyone was saying like is the next Rey Mysterio? Isn't that?" So for a while, they're just they're trying to place one another.
Right. They're doing like, what? Yeah. What did you? Yeah.
Would you wait? And then Vikingo gets real excited, like, "Do you know Dixie Carter? Like, is she really your aunt?"
Right.
And then he's like, "Wait, you work for Juan?" Because Vikingo is a big Juan fan.
Shit, really? Wow.
Huge. He's never even heard of Smashing Pumpkins.
No, he doesn't know what that is.
And then he goes, "I play guitar."
No fucking way.
Yeah, fuck away. Vikingo, secretly one of the greatest guitar players in the entire world.
Is there any way that Billy Corgan gets a wind of this?
Yeah, because he's like, because wrestlers, when they're in the ring, they have to talk through body language.
Yes,
they can't just,
it's really loud.
It's not WWE where you can just talk like this and just do that. No, they have to go like, you work for that guy that plays guitar? And Billy Corgan sees that, goes like, "What?" Yeah,
this is the PWP Championship of Champions. We don't have ring mics, and we can't afford that.
No. We've already had to pay so much in bus fare for everyone to be here.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Gas
Greyhound 68 or less? Bullshit.
Thanks,
maybe in
Obama.
1996.
Yeah, seriously. So all right, so now we learned the Vikingo plays guitar, but like they still have to fight each other. This is still a wrestling match.
But Billy Corgan's in the middle of the ring right now.
That son of a bitch just can't help but make himself involved.
He's completely ignoring the match. He's not acknowledging it. So they haven't even gotten started, and he's going like, "Wait a minute, you play guitar?" And EC3's going, wait, I think I'm learning guitar. I'm in the process of doing it, and I can figure it out. And Billy's like, just get away from me. And then thankfully, the man who's accepted everywhere in the world of wrestling comes to the rescue. Jeff Jarrett is there with a guitar.
Oh, thank God.
And Billy Corgan goes, "Wait, you play guitar?" And Jeff Jarrett goes, "No,
of course
no,
not.
I just have them." And he goes, "Oh, thank you so much." So then Jeff Jarrett goes, "Bye, everybody. I retired Ric Flair." Also, he's carrying his Texas Chainsaw Championship Deathmatch title with him.
Yeah,
as you do.
He's the champion.
So
shit, that should have been one of our titles. We should have ditched fucking MLW for this guy.
So he leaves. Like that's an all-time high because everyone's like, "I got to see Jeff Jarrett." And then what happens is Billy Corgan's standing in between both competitors, Vikingo and EC3, and holding the guitar and going, "Who can play?" And EC3's going, "I can play." Vikingo's going, "I can play." And Billy Corgan goes, "Okay." And then turns and smashes the guitar over EC3's head, his own champion. And he goes, "And I can play."
Oh.
And Vikingo goes like, huh?
And then he points to the turnbuckle. Billy Corgan goes, go up top. Do the thing you do.
And he goes, and then he finds like a low hanging lighting rig, and then climbs up that, and he's like, that's too much. And then he climbs up some more. He goes to the top of the building, and Billy's like, this is a bit much.
People are pointing at their watches like, we really need to get home.
Vikingo finally leaps off of it, lands on EC3. We see all sorts of bone spurs going through like Vikingo's skin, and he's like, oh God. And Billy's like, I told you that was too much. You're really gonna hurt yourself.
Way too high.
He wins the match, but at what cost? Seems to be all sorts of internal injuries in Vikingo, but he gets the win. EC3 is knocked out cold.
There you go. Vikingo advances. Boom. There it is, everybody. Vikingo advances into the triple threat. Back on the other side of things, we have one of the most historic reigns in all of pro wrestling, pun intended, Roman Reigns, with his WWE Universal, WWE Undisputed, International Global Champion, Undisputed Championships champion.
He's got them all.
He has 7 titles just in this Championship of Champions right now.
He's even going, wait, why don't I have Seth's? What is that about?
This is bullshit. Going up against Alex Kane, second Alex of the tournament, Alex Kane, MLW, who we both just looked up, and quite frankly is it has the look of a pro wrestler. Some people you look at and you go, that guy should be a pro wrestler. Alex Kane has it.
I'm gonna look up.
Now I don't know much about him.
On him too.
Yeah, I don't really know much about him.
He's 5'11", a little.
All right, not as tall as Roman. Roman's gonna be looking down at him.
Mm-hmm. He's also 30 years old.
Ooh.
He's from I'm hoping I pronounce this right. Via Rica, Georgia.
All right. Southern boy.
Yeah, he's 30. He weighs 238 pounds. So he's got the mass to definitely give Roman Reigns a hard time during this match.
Man, I love the gear. Honestly, this is kind of great. So are you seeing him in the big beads around his neck? Have you seen these images? I don't know. I'm sure these are something that I'm just not familiar with. They probably have some significance. And you've got him on one side. The other side, you've got the whatever that's specifically called, like that special red, like beaded lei that Roman wears to signify he is the tribal chief.
It's some bead on beads here.
There's a lot of neck wear is what we're getting at into this.
Yeah, it's its own title, right? It's its own significance of stature and presence. And can you fit them in your butt? How many can you fit in your butt?
I don't think you keep going back to this. I don't think that's what they're for. Because it's a circular. It would just be one. It would have 2 ends on it instead of being a constant circle. Well,
on the go, you got to tie them up so that way you don't lose them.
Oh boy!
I mean, you put your keys in your pocket, don't you? You don't just have them out.
No, I loop them around my finger and then I just spin them and jingle them.
Well, think of their necks as a big finger that they spin.
Well, if you're curious, Alex Kane defeated so many Alexes. Defeated Alexander Hammerstone.
Holy shit, we should have a tournament of Alexes.
For the MLW World Heavyweight Championship in July of this past year at a pay-per-view that they called Never Say Never.
So they said it twice.
Alex Kane got put in these brackets and everybody's looking at him going, Roman Reigns? Oh, I'm sorry, bud. They're just going like, oh. And he's like, no, guys, never say never.
Never say never. And I also have neck stuff.
Never say never, though. And they're like, no, we get it. That was funny and cute in MLW when you beat Hammerstone, who I'm pretty sure was the champion the last time we did this. I believe I remember that name for this. But you're going up against the tribal chief, one of the longest reigns in modern wrestling history, one of the the biggest deals. He's in a whole other level right now.
Mike Lucas pointed out in the chat. He says that Alex Kane kind of looks like Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs.
A little.
I think
bit.
that's sneer. That angry
yeah.
sneer he does for promo photos.
He's got the.
They
Billy,
both have that snarl.
The what's his name? Billy. What's his face?
Corgan.
Yes, the Billy Corgan, the infamous musician Billy Corgan's little lip thing that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Billy Elvis.
Yes, thank you very much. I couldn't think of his name. It's like, it's not like he's an idol. I mean, listen, Reigns is going to laugh through the entire match,
and talk. He's doing a lot of talking.
But listen, Kane's going to show up. All right.
Yeah.
He came to play. He's
Oh no, he came to play.
Not going to be laughed at. Metaphorically, Scott Narver. He didn't bring his game. He didn't bring he didn't bring Sorry or Monopoly.
I was worried he was going to start building stuff out of his necklace and Romans and
just blocks.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is Alex Kane just can't get it done. Quite frankly, this put MLW more on the map because got to share the stage here with Roman Reigns.
He didn't back down.
Didn't back down.
He didn't leave. He didn't bring backup. He just went in by himself. He's like, it's fine.
Plus, he didn't just have to face Roman Reigns. He had to face the Usos. He had to face Solo Sikoa. He had to face the Wise Man. Everybody on the outside. They have 17 belts they're all carrying for Roman. At any given point, Alex Kane would turn around and see another member of the bloodline, and he would like catch a reflection off of the lights off of one of the 12 belts they have to carry for this poor fucking guy.
Tamita's sitting at ringside. She yelled something at him, and he was like, What did you say?
What?
Did you?
Yeah. Roman Reigns is successful, is victorious, continues on to the triple threat in round 2 on the left-hand side. But not because it was obvious. Let's just say that because, it's just how the cookie crumbled. On the other side, we have the other WWE champ who's not undisputed, despite the one who's undisputed. Seth Rollins, WWE World Heavyweight Champion versus Naito.
Tetsuya Naito.
Not to be confused with Night 2.
It's this guy.
Yeah. He has a hard time seeing stuff.
He's a big Alex Shelley fan.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's like, you seen this guy? He does this? He's cool.
IWGP champion. Last year I wrote New Japan, wrote NJPW, and people got upset because they were like, that's not the name of a championship. And I went, okay. So this year I wrote IWGP World Champion of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That's right. Get all your letters straight there, buddy.
Mike Lucas says he thinks my mic is crackling. I apologize. I don't know why
it's crack-a-lackin'.
Why you would say that, because it doesn't seem to be doing it on my side. But
I hear a bit of it, but I was just rolling with it.
All right. Maybe it's because I'm fidgeting with something. I'll stop fidgeting.
I
don't know a ton about Naito. We've talked about him throughout the years.
Beat Jericho.
I know that you guys have seen him in New Japan. I'm pretty sure that didn't you see him live in person when you
I've seen him live a couple of times. Saw him in Vegas as well.
I know that you're very familiar with Rollins, one of your all-time favorites.
Oh, he's the fast forwardiest of my favorites.
So he's out there cackling.
Yeah, his entrance is just
the problem is
taking forever.
So the problem with Naito is that he can't do this because he's doing this the whole time.
Oh yeah,
he's trying to cover his ears.
Yeah, and the crowd's singing the song, and he's like, "Yeah, now what? What else?"
So how does this match go?
Well, it's long because Seth's got to come out. He's got to take off all the garb, but there's so much of it, and he got to take all of this off. And Naito's just waiting and waiting, waiting. But when they get into it, it's a back and forth. They're both very athletic guys, do a lot of impressive stuff. Seth's playing to the crowd a whole lot. The crowd keeps singing. He's like, "Oh yeah, they know the song." And Naito, he's sneaky. You know, he's been with a lot of the best, and he cheats.
Ooh,
He's a dirty cheat.
A little liar, lie, cheat, and steal kind of guy.
No. Just he would never lie, and he's stole once as a child, but he's very sorry about that.
Who hasn't?
Mike Lucas says
that's funny.
Naito has been looking for a contact lens this whole time. Yeah, because I don't know, do you ever wear contact lenses? I'm currently wearing them now.
I did for like 2 years when I was a cyclist, because I was just so sick of not being able to wear like actual cycling sunglasses. And
do you ever have one go back up and in?
No, I never had that happen.
Not fun.
Sounds like
you gotta fish it out.
That sounds like a nightmare. It sounds like a literal nightmare. Like I just got queasy just imagining that happening.
Really?
Yeah.
When that little piece of plastic goes like
up I don't like
into
this.
your eye.
I don't like this. Jesus
and then
Christ!
You can
I
see
feel like
a little
I'm
bit of a blue tint.
Is this a
back in
GCW match? What the fuck is happening right now?
We've omitted that champion.
By the way, yeah, when we prepped this, we'll pull the curtain back. When we prepped this thing, I told Scott, I was like, well, I have 11 championships written down, and we have 10 spots on the brackets. And he was like, well, who do you got? And I read them all, and like GCW was the last one. He goes, get the fuck rid of that. Get fucking rid of that. Sorry, Blake Christian, you didn't get a slot.
You know, GCW can have a champion, but you got to draw a line when everyone has a world champion. I think sometimes you should just say GCW champion.
Right.
It is the champion of our company.
I mean, MLW is world champion. They are the major league, though. They are the major league.
It's getting a bit much. So that's why I think if you were starting up a wrestling company, that you just go like,
drop the world.
Hey, not the world, just our champion. Like, you come to our brand, this is our champion.
Yeah.
But Naito's doing this, and Seth is mocking him and going like, yeah, man, I'm open on my eye too. And Naito just pokes him right in the eye.
Oh, that's what you get, Seth Rollins, you fucking CrossFit Jesus.
And then the ref's like, what's the rules here for this match? Is that allowed? I'm not even sure. And then
was
Seth
there a language
goes
barrier?
Down.
Did we get a ref from Japan who didn't speak English, and this is an English run thing?
And he has the rule book, and he's trying to scan it and put it into Google Translate, and it's just not working great.
Oh, that was our fault. We're sorry, guys. We didn't think this through when we were booking, when we were hiring.
And Rey Mysterio happens to be sitting ringside, and he's like, yeah, I hope you fucking lose that eye, Seth.
Oh, because of that time. I remember that time.
Yeah, during the pandemic when you were allowed to rip people's eyes out of their head in WWE.
When they made murder legal.
Yeah, and then Baron Corbin killed 2 people.
Thanks, Obama.
And then Seth goes down holding his eye.
A lot of sight impairment.
Holding his eye with shoulders down, which is bad. You want to be writhing if you're in pain.
Okay.
To make sure that you're rolling so your shoulders can be up every potential 3 seconds, but they're not. They're down, and he's holding his eye, and Naito gets the pin on him.
Wow, Naito gets the victory. Let's pull our brackets back up here. IWGP. Where are you? Oh, I screwed it up. Is it because I wrote New Japan? Nope, there it is. I thought I wrote New Japan instead of. All righty, advances. That is it for our first round. I'm going to go ahead and say that those listening who saw these brackets and probably thought like, wow, this is some probably really great matches, probably unfulfilled by our first round booking. But you know what? That's what you come to the Palskis program for. If you want,
what happens when you throw to me a lot, and when you throw to me,
that's the whole point. That's the answer that I'm looking for.
Rollins.
That's the
he's
answer.
Not going to win in my book.
That's the answer I'm looking for. You know what? Can I say there's not a single decision here that I am upset about in our first rounds.
Okay.
So our second round, we have 2 triple threat matches. You want to do left or right first?
So this is you're doing triple threat.
It's a triple threat match now because both
it's not elimination.
No.
I'm fine with it. I'm just clarifying for the listener.
But I think you've just changed it there. I think elimination. I think that is what we did last year, or last year. They're elimination. They're 3-way dances.
Okay.
Elimination. we can change the rules whenever we want. We're just making the shit up as we go along anyway.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that? On the left side, Ilya Dragunov, NXT champion, Roman Reigns, WWE Universal Undisputed champion, and Eddie Kingston, ROH champion, who got a bye into the second round because of a coin toss.
That's right. He did. The toss
on the other side
in his
of it,
favor.
On the other side of it, we have El Hijo del Vikingo, AAA Mega Champion, Naito IWGP Champion, and Samoa Joe, AEW World Champion, who got a bye into this triple threat. I'm assuming Tony Khan just paid you off when you chose the numbers, because
hold
both
on.
of the Tony Khan's
If you think he invited me to one of his pay-per-views in which I got to sit at the scrum and then ask Tony Khan and say, by the way, this was such a fun show, Tony. Oh my God. This was the greatest. I don't know if you know that. It was such a good time. And then Tony got to say how great of a show it was, and he got to thank me for being press and being there and asking a really hard question like, was it fun to put together? And it was just such a good time.
You know what?
No, that's not how he bought me off.
In fairness, I have a lot of respect for you because you are a real hard-hitting journalist.
I think so.
Yeah.
If you go back and listen to any of the interviews we've done on this show and the questions that I've asked, you know my shit hits hard.
That's why we call you Palsky Strong Style, because you hit fucking hard. You work stiff.
Yeah, because do you see any of those wrestlers coming back on this show ready for more questions? No. Ever since I asked them a question on the history of the show, they never come back because they're like, too tough.
No,
too tough, can't handle questions. I think even our last one is like, you know what? I'd rather get out of the wrestling game. I'd rather go into the movies. Nemeth. Ryan Nemeth.
Yeah.
I think our last guest on the show, and he's like,
wait, was he our very last guest on the show?
Could be.
Maybe.
Back in the studio, brought us some shirts.
Yeah, it might have been, or it might.
He's
Right.
one of the last for sure.
Chavo. Maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, you're right though. It's in there. I mean,
and
actually,
they're like, hey, we should hook up and do a movie together and not go get asked questions by exactly that Scott guy anymore.
We're fucking trendsetters, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to do left side or right side first?
Right side first.
Right side first. Alrighty. Vikingo, Naito, and Samoa Joe. Ooh, everything ends in an O sound. That's fun. The commentary booth had a lot of fun with that. So Samoa Joe is...
Of course, we have 3 commentators from every company at the table.
Yes, there's a 9-man booth.
No. From all the companies. We even have 3 commentators from GCW represented. They're all active.
Okay.
It's not an elimination for them. When they all are at the show at all times.
So that's a 30-man booth. Well, wait. Technically, I think Cole is on both Raw and SmackDown, right? So it's about a 30-minute. We'll estimate it. We're about 27 to 30 minutes.
30. It should be 33, because again, we're allowing 3 GCW commentators to be there as well,
even though they weren't invited to participate.
And it's a normal size table,
right?
But everybody else has just got their their chairs really, really close together.
Right. Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah. We don't want to, take away from any of the representation of the companies.
So Joe is fresh
as a daisy.
Vikingo and Naito both already had a match.
Yeah, we see it's now very clear there are shards of bone protruding from Vikingo's skin.
He jumped off of the roof.
Yeah.
There must have been like a little hole in it, like a little chimney at the top.
There was, yeah.
On top of the roof and then back in to come down onto the mat.
You even see a little bit of like pigeon shit on his shoulder.
He had some pigeon shit.
Because he was out there. He's out there with the birds.
Oh shit. So that's
Naito's a little worn out. He had a heavy duty match with Seth.
I mean, listen, Seth, despite the fact that he got a good poke in, Seth is still, like you said, very athletic. Like they push each other to the limit for sure before a little beep 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 or a little bing 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 bing.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. That's the sound it makes.
Bing bong.
And then here comes, he's the fucking destroyer, Samoa Joe, fucking Godzilla himself, king of the monsters.
Godzilla -1 plus Samoa Joe. That's the next movie.
I think. Oh, really? Godzilla +1. And the 1 is Samoa Joe in parentheticals. +1 parenthetical Samoa Joe.
That's their dinner date.
Oh, that's the reservations that they made at the restaurant?
Yeah. Godzilla plus Samoa Joe.
So fucking cute that he got a +1 out of that. Godzilla got them thick thighs. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say they're all in the ring.
Don't body shame a monster.
Thick is good. See, you have to get up. THICC is a good thing. When someone's thick, it's like sexy. It's like,
we don't acknowledge that wrestling company either. Thick, we don't have anything to do with it. GCW and Thick go straight to hell.
I'm gonna start this match. Okay, they're all in the ring, squaring each other off. Bell rings, nobody moves. It's that kind of, like feeling each other out. They're all looking.
Yeah.
Joe just turns around, immediately snatches up Vikingo, who again has like bones twisted. Fucking throws him down in his like the uranagi he does.
The coquina clutch.
No, the uranagi, like the not the rock bottom that he does, right?
Right.
And Vikingo just crumbles, wraps him up in the clutch, and then that's it. Vikingo's gone. You know what? You paid the price
from this earth.
Yeah, they killed him. Yeah,
no,
Joe kills him. You had a historic run, and to be quite honest with you, I was hoping that we would get to see Reigns versus Vikingo in the end of it, because I just feel like Reign versus Reign would have been nice, but unfortunately, you jumped from the fucking ceiling. You jumped from the roof like an idiot.
Yeah,
and Joe took advantage because Joe does that, and now he's smart. He's smart. Listen, he knows that I could just show up and put a mask on and physically play Sweet Tooth, and they'll just have a bigger star come and do the voice, and I have to do half the work. He's smart like that.
That's the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup guy.
Yeah, seriously.
And
now
you argue with that?
Sudden,
no, that's corporate candy.
Yeah.
You can't fight corporate candy, Joe.
All of a sudden,
even if you are a Sweet Tooth,
all of a sudden, our triple threat is a one-on-one match here. Naito versus Samoa Joe. Do you know if this has happened in real life? I'm curious.
Do I know that if Samoa Joe killed Vikingo in the ring and then immediately fought Naito?
Yeah, did that? It seems
I'm not
I
aware.
thought I remember reading. I think this was an old Slamcast news segment.
It sure wasn't in the dirt.
Naito versus Joe. Night Joe.
From what I see, it did happen. They were a tag team together.
Wait,
but in the setting of Fire Pro Wrestling that someone posted a clip online.
Okay.
So no, that's a video game. No, it does not appear to have happened. That I can see. I can see a Jay Lethal fought Naito in a Ring of Honor, but that's not Samoa Joe. I don't see it.
Alrighty. So listen, this is a big match. This match could have made big money for Tony Khan if he would have.
33 commentators are losing their mind. This is the first time ever Dream Match, and they're all just talking over each other going,
but you know what? For some reason, fucking Excalibur is the only one we could hear. Oh, it's the goddamn worst.
It is the worst.
He's over-explaining who Naito is to the American audience, but not in a way that actually helps us learn about him.
No, and it's mostly about his encounters with him in Dusseldorf, Germany. It's like, how many things fucking happened with you in Dusseldorf, Germany?
He's also
Excalibur.
He's naming other wrestlers that Naito has beaten that we also don't know. So it's not helpful to us.
Yeah, he's naming everyone named Alex that he's beaten.
Oh,
and
my
it's
God.
like, that's not, we don't know those Alexes. And you've already forgotten the Alexes that you've seen in the night. So you're like, is that the Cyclops guy? It's like, no, it's not the Cyclops guy.
Everybody knows that time that Naito destroyed Alex McDonald. Fucking murdered him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Took his tap shoes, shoved them right up his butt.
Yep.
So you've got Naito who's being over-explained. Everybody knows Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's mean mugging it. And I don't know. I haven't seen the match that Joe beat MJF for the title for. Did you see it?
I did not.
You did not see it? I don't
the
know.
world ended.
I don't know where Joe is as far as character right now.
He's a bad man.
But I'm thinking he's a bad man, right? Yeah.
He's no devil with an undisputed era kingdom, but he's a big bad dude.
Wait a minute.
He's at the scrum. There's a snippet that he says, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Someone asked some sort of question about wrestling, not about how much fun they had at the show.
It wasn't you.
It's something to the effect of like, Joe, who do you want to fight next? And he's like, they'll all get their ass whooped. Like, bring them all. Like, I'll whoop everybody's ass. That's the outcome of all this. Like, it was such good basic Samoa Joe promo and believability. We're like, I cannot wait.
And this the thing is, like, even though he's a bad man, unlike Naito, he's not really a cheater because he doesn't need to. In fact, after he eliminates Del Vikingo, Samoa Joe reaches down on the ground and he like taps the ground with his finger, right? And then comes up like this and extends it out, and it's Naito's contact lens that he lost that Mike Lucas told us about. He found it and he's giving it back to him because he's like, I'm going to whoop your ass with 20/20 vision.
Is he going to add a little saliva or something to it so that way you can...
No, Naito
put in
does
a dry
that.
contact.
Naito does that. He goes like, he does like something a little gross, but everybody kind of goes, oh, but it's also like, whatever, they're wrestling.
Right.
They all took COVID tests.
And they all have it, so it's fine.
Everybody has it, yeah.
Everybody's got COVID, so it's okay.
We invited the GCW announce team, so of course everybody.
Yeah, they brought
COVID with them.
Yeah,
yeah. That's actually one of the belts that was on the list. We got rid of the COVID championship.
And actually now, with a mask on, taking all precautions, Johnny LaQuasto is trying to rehabilitate and resurrect Vikingo.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
Because Johnny LaQuasto is also a physical therapist.
Naito's dead, though. I think physical
Not Naito,
therapy.
Vikingo.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Vikingo is dead, though. Like, generally the physical therapy.
But he's also working on resuscitation.
Oh, okay. I like to imagine that
because everybody loves a comeback.
I like to imagine that he's dead, but Johnny is still just like working his arm. Like, see, your problem is you have like a really big knot here, and if you just
he's working on that first. He's got to get that in shape because you don't want to wake up from death and then go, "Ow, my bones."
You know what? That's a good point. You
He's
want to come back better than 100%.
He's also letting him know he has 19 comedy specials that came out this week.
Alrighty, so Naito is 20/20 vision. And across from him stands Big Bad Samoa Joe. How does this go, Scott Narver?
Naito's going for some big things here because you got to take down a big power guy like this. And every time he's going for a big move or something, Joe's, just sauntering out of the way. Just like, nah, you're not going to catch me. And Joe is fresh because he didn't have a match. So he's just stopping Naito at all times. Naito eventually gets a little bit of a flurry. And Joe makes a mistake and ends up hitting the ring post on the outside, cracking his dome.
Oh.
And there's some blood. And just Joe is not getting back with it and not getting straight. And there's a count. Reaching up to 6, 7, 8. Naito gets back in the ring and sees this is the opportunity. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is going to be it. And then 9. And Joe gets with it, and Naito is celebrating. He's so raucous. He's going with the crowd like, I got it.
I'm going to the finals. He's
just going from pillar to post, and then eventually Joe sees, and then boom, snatches Naito's foot, pulls him to the outside, ends the count.
Makes the count. Starts the count over.
Joe is furious that he's going to be bested this way, so he goes pretty far and starts slamming Naito's head into the ring post. And the ref is saying, like, stop, you got to stop. And then Naito is now gushing blood out of his head. And Joe says, stop? Oh, okay. Rolls into the ring and says, count. Gets a 10 count win over Naito.
Wow, Samoa Joe.
As Joe gets the win and they raise his hand, then a little bit more blood spews out of his head. And he's just like, that he's just not quite right. He's a little off.
Right.
Things aren't okay.
Samoa Joe. Whoops. I screwed that up here. Let's do this right. Boom. Samoa Joe.
One murder and one count out victory.
On to the finals of the Championship of Champions. Really did not see that one coming. On the other side of things, Samoa Joe's finals competitor, his opponent, yet to be determined, Ilja Dragunov, Roman Reigns, and Eddie Kingston. First off, Eddie Kingston is in a match with Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns, for the first time, is going to be the one who's not talking through the entire thing.
Right.
Eddie Kingston, the entire time they're prepping for this, he's thinking, like, if he thinks he's going to fucking say a word to me, I'm going to shut his dumb mouth, that he's going to take that table and he's going to shove it up his ass. And he's just trying to pull references, and he's just like very Eddie Kingston.
And he says, you'll wish you had a third bout of leukemia rather than being in the ring with me.
Oh man.
That one's like,
yeah.
Oh, can he say that? It's like, oh, well, I guess, no, that's not really bad. It's just mean.
Low.
It's
just low.
It's low, but it's clearly like it's going to be worse to be in the ring with Eddie Kingston because he's going to hurt him.
The thing is Roman Reigns was a really big On Your Mark fan, and he remembers.
Thank God somebody was.
He remembers when. Yeah, seriously, could you retweet something, Roman?
Asshole.
He remembers when Eddie Kingston was called Kofi.
Yeah.
And how much that bothered him, and so the entire time Reigns is just calling him Kofi.
Solid bit.
And because Roman's like, whatever, who are you? Ring of Honor? What is that? Who cares? That's not even the best company of your company.
Yeah.
Right? And these two are at each other's throats, but the reality is nobody's paying attention to Ilja Dragunov.
Yeah, and also nobody knows that Eddie Kingston has a mic wrapped in barbed wire that he's about to bust out and say, "Welcome to Shark Week," and hit Roman Reigns on the head with it.
No. Is that legal? Is he going to get DQ'd?
He also knows that bit is so good, he can't just let it go.
But Chris Jericho is not involved, hopefully.
No, because Chris Jericho has the most COVID.
Great. Out of all of them.
He has the most COVID, and also he got distracted by the building because he's trying to book the champion of champions of the ladies and seeing who will advance in the tournament through nefarious means, if you catch my drift.
Damn it. That fucking monster. Okay. Now I hear it. My mic is doing something silly. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Your mic has COVID.
My mic has has Jericho-vid. I have no idea what that is, what's causing that, so I'm just gonna have to power through. I apologize. Hopefully it's not coming through.
I am so thrilled that shit doesn't happen to me, because it's like, well, I guess I'll just stop recording.
Can you hear it on your end?
No, I only heard that earlier.
Oh, great. Okay, so this might just actually be my headphone thing and not coming through. But anyways, whatever it is, it's real annoying.
It's also happening to 32 of the commentators at the commentary table, and only Excalibur's audio is coming in crystal clear and fine.
Anyways, let's muscle through. Ilja Dragunov. So Eddie Kingston hits Roman with this barbed wire mic, and it's mass confusion, and Ilja Dragunov is going to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
And so because
he's got blonde floppy hair, so he's got to get,
and he's very like jumpy and kicky, and like he's like very like mean in the elbows and knees. So he just does
he's like a kid on sugar.
He really is. He's like someone gave him too many pixie sticks.
He's got a lot of fun dips in his trunks.
Just like a very angry little German boy. Without the chocolate. This is what happened. This is what happened. You don't give the little German boys chocolate.
Well, there's a lot of things to not give little German boys.
Alrighty. And so he just like does like a jumping knee to the back of Kingston's head. And just cracks. I mean, just real rough. But then goes to pin Roman because he's got an ego. Roman, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking pin the universe, like, because even he's like, yeah, whatever, ROH, we like it, we respect it once a long time ago, but even he's like, I want to pin the fucking, the real champion.
He knows if he wants to make a splash.
Oh yeah. Goes to pin Roman kicks, and now we're
out or just kicks, just kicks him. Like he covers him a little low and then
he kicks. So we say he kicks the bucket, he kicks it. No. Roman kicks out. And now the match has officially begun because Roman's pissed at Kingston. Kingston's pissed at Isla. Isla's can't believe Roman's kicked out. And we're off to the races.
And Heyman's there and he's pissed that Isla tried to pin Roman.
Oh my
goodness. Going like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You're never going to be on the Isle of Relevancy now. We can't even pronounce the name of the Isle or your last name.
Yeah. How can you be on the Isle, Isla?
Actually, it's his first name that people struggle with. Dragunov, I think, is pretty easy. But the Isla of Relevancy? Ooh.
Yeah.
See, this is why he needs a wise man. This is why he needs somebody to be on the mic for him.
Sure.
So who do you think gets the upper hand here first out of these three?
Well, I think Dragunov then realizes, like, I got to stick on Kingston. I got to keep doing that. I got to keep hitting him and going in the back of the head.
Right.
And doing all that. And then Roman just kind of sits back and is being a real prick, going like, what is this?
Right.
Why do I have to deal with them?
Right.
What is going on here? And they're just getting into a slugfest and going back and forth. But then Roman gets impatient and it's like, I don't like this.
Nope.
I don't like this.
Nope.
So then tries to go and pull Dragunov off to go attack Kingston because, he hit him with the mic.
Sure.
But then Dragunov, he just sucked down another fun dip and pixie stick combo. And then he's going whoop, 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 and then goes right back on Roman. And Roman's like, what the fuck? And he's too fast and too furious.
Oh, I see what you did there.
And then he's getting all frustrated now that Roman can't handle the speed of Dragunov because Roman's used to the slower pace stuff.
And he can't slow him down whatever he do because he's got an endless supply of pixie sticks and fucking fun dip and even has a couple of those ring pops.
Oh no.
And when he's done sucking on it, it's a weapon. It's just like a point on your fist.
That's a wet willy.
Oh shit.
So yeah, Roman cannot he cannot recuperate. He's just getting blindsided by all this. And then Dragunov looks to Kingston and Kingston looks at him and then they get the better of it. And it's like, let's fuck up Roman. So then they start working in tandem and start beating the shit out of Roman. And the crowd's going nuts because they're like, oh my God, they're going to take Roman out.
Let's not forget.
They're going to do this.
Roman is the current champion of champions. He won last year's championship of champions.
How can I forget when I didn't remember?
I might be wrong about that, but I'm just saying it confidently, Scott Narver. And if you say something confidently enough, because once again, we make the rules. We just do this as we go along. It's our show.
Who won it the year before that?
Walter? Brock and Walter. I think it was somebody like that.
It's a big white guy.
Yeah, some real looks European. Some really big European white guy.
Well, so everything's going great. They're doing this, and then they're like double back body drop, doing this. You hold the guy, I'll do that. You hold the guy, I'll do this. And then Dragunov's like, you hold him, and then Kingston's going, I'll give him the spinning back fist. Yeah, it's a fucking finisher. So then Roman wakes up just before that, and wham! Kingston hits Dragunov.
Oh, knocks him out.
Now they're distracted.
Yeah.
Kingston's like, whoa, wait. And I was beating up Roman, but Roman's now ducked out of the ring and is trying to regain consciousness. And Eddie's like, wait, do I pin this kid? Do I go back after Roman? Like, what do I do? And then Kingston goes to pin Dragunov just a little late.
Yeah.
And it's a 1, 2, whoa, weird reversal into a submission, into like a triangle submission that Dragunov catches Kingston and is choking him out. And Kingston's going like,
what am I trying to do?
Trying to get to the ropes, trying to do something, and is refusing to tap out, and then passes out. Ref calls it.
Oh, shit.
Kingston gets submitted.
And this pisses Roman off because Roman's whole plan here was to stack him.
Yeah. And he's pissed because it's not Shark Week.
Oh, who doesn't love fucking Shark Week?
He loves Shark Week, but you can't represent Shark Week when it's not Shark Week.
He also loves Shark Week because people think that he's Jason Momoa when he's out walking around. They go, "Oh, I loved you," and as Aquaman. Shark
Oh,
Week.
my fish is sick. Can you talk to it? Make it feel better?
Oh man, so poor. Even though he had the bye, Eddie Kingston,
He got caught.
He got caught, and now it's down to Isla Dragunov. Listen, you dethroned the longest reigning UK champion of all time in Gunther. I'm sorry, in Walter, when that was insurmountable, and now you have yet another insurmountable task, even more so.
We'd also accept Galter or Wunther.
Wunther, ooh, I like Wunther, the 8th Wunther of the world.
Mm-hmm.
The world.
Chinna.
John Chinna. Isla Dragunov gets up. He's hyper focused now because he literally just tapped out, or he didn't tap out. He literally just annihilated to the point of passing out Eddie Kingston, made a fool of him. His eyes are big. He's deranged. He's crazy. He snaps back into that spider monkey mode, and he's just right back on Roman. But without the distraction of another person, Roman can close in, and Roman does what Roman does best. Quick reversal underneath a clothesline, off the ropes, spear, takes out Isla, pins him clean, looks at him, a little bit impressed, sees Kingston getting carted off, flips Kingston off because it seems like that's his MO.
Sure.
And advancing.
And Kingston going like, you didn't get me.
No, not at all.
You didn't get me.
You got lucky. Dragunov got me, and because Dragunov was preoccupied, you got this. And so Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe is our finals in the Championship of Champions. It comes down to this, nerds. WWE Universal Undisputed Champion versus AEW Champion. We didn't do that on purpose. It just kind of happened that way. I mean, this is one of those instances where what I would like to do, I haven't been checking. Is anybody joining us here? I was like, I probably should look. I've been on my brackets so much. I've been looking at the YouTube. I would love
Everybody's too entranced with what's going on. They can't armchair quarterback.
This is an instance where I would like to be like, how do you guys think this goes?
They probably have already thrown off their beer helmets.
Oh, people
and been like, what the fuck? So Alex Shelley got eliminated. What is this bullshit?
So upset. People are so upset. Well, Reigns and Samoa Joe. I mean, this is you literally have the head of the table, the guy who comes out with this Samoan lineage.
Right.
All right. Who talks about being the tribal chief. And then we have Samoa Joe.
Right. But
asking the question.
Real quick, it should be acknowledged that we have a moment for Roman Reigns to recuperate. So we have a little person battle royal.
Oh, okay.
To be a palate cleanser.
I did not co-sign this. You did this behind
for
my back.
Everybody.
You did this behind my back.
We couldn't afford the Nitro Girls.
Didn't know
they're too fucking expensive.
This was happened. All of a sudden, music starts being played. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why is Little Mankind here?
Oh, we got all the littles.
Oh, god damn it, Scott.
We got all the minis. We got the minis galore, and then they have a battle royal, which means you have to be thrown over the bottom rope to be eliminated.
Oh, and if let me guess, Little Boogeyman wins. Boogie, what was his name?
Itty Bitty Boogie Buddy.
Itty Bitty Boogie Buddy. Let me guess, Itty Bitty Boogie Bud comes out on top.
I wish he's the second to last.
Oh no!
But
who's the final two?
Mini Iron Sheik, whose knees and legs are even worse than the other Iron Sheiks, who hasn't moved the entire time.
Oh no!
They helped him get into the ring, and he's been completely stationary, and everyone's been wrestling around him. And then Itty Bitty Boogie Buddy sees him and goes, "Oh right," and just throws himself out. And then Itty Bitty Iron Sheik wins. And then Itty Bitty Sergeant Slaughter goes into business for himself, puts a Cobra Clutch on him, and everyone's like, dude, not cool. Not cool.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You know what? You doomed to
Card subject to change.
Doomed to repeat it and stuff like that. Alrighty. So it's been a little while. We've got some rest. And now we
get interviews backstage from mini Zac Efron, who's looks and dressed like mini Kevin Von Erich. Just for PR, just get the word out on Iron Claw. Sure, so they get words from both Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns before the big match.
They play an interview with Ric Flair about, like, what do you think of Iron Claw? And he goes, it seems like a little bit too late. And we go, okay.
And
by the way, I love that movie Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, the guy interviewing him is actually the guy who played him in the movie. Ric Flair has no idea.
All right. I'm gonna try to start this sentence again. We're all prepared for it this time. I knew you're gonna do something. I know you can do it. It's the tribal chief standing across from Samoa Joe with his arms crossed, who says, "Not my tribe."
That's what Joe says?
Yeah, not my tribe.
Well, Joe also is like, the crowd's getting amped. Like, it's one of those, like, crowd stomping.
Oh, yeah.
Hard camera shaking.
There's a lot of this is awesome, but Joe, no one's even done anything yet.
Joe's, like, been attended to and goes, like, come on. And then starts, like, hitting the top of his head again.
Busts himself open.
And blood starts coming out. And he goes, he takes it.
Right.
And everybody's like, he's going to wipe it across his fucking chest. Everybody wipes it across his chest. And he takes a bunch of it, like, to the palm. And it's not gushing blood, but he takes a bunch of it and then puts his hand on the canvas and streaks it as much as he can.
Oh.
And he goes, there's your fucking bloodline.
Oh, he made
so it's a line in the sand between them.
Literal bloodline in the sand. Oh,
and he goes,
wait a
come
minute.
on.
Bloodline in the sand? WWE, are you listening? That's just right there for the taking.
Yeah. Well, you did great balls of fire.
Give us like $10. We could use it. Patreon.com/PW Palskis. Join us live.
So then they just start throwing.
Oh my God. This is
throwing soup bones, as
bombs,
they say.
Absolute bombs. And I kind of feel like this is really a battle of the companies here, where, like, there's definitely some people who are like, oh, listen, I kind of like Roman more because Samoa Joe's a bad boy, but I want to see Roman get pinned by Joe, and I want to see this, I want to see the championship of champions go to Samoa Joe. So it's a real split crowd here.
Real split crowd. And they're just going back and forth, and the crowd's, let's go Roman, let's go Joe.
Yeah.
And then we get a fight forever.
Oh my gosh. You mean somebody takes the video game out and then they sit down and they play the game for a little while?
Yeah, and they're like, they lean over to one of the 33 commentators and they go, can you believe this game is still $60?
Half the roster doesn't even work there anymore.
Yeah, I turned on the game the other day. It is glaring.
I mean, this is for two guys who are sluggers. This is a surprisingly spot. I'm going to call it spot heavy because it's not like high spots, but just a spot. Yeah, not high spots, regular spots, low spots heavy. I mean, at some point, Samoa Joe gets Reigns up in the corner and goes for the fucking what's his move called? The one that ended Tyson Kidd's career.
The muscle buster.
Muscle buster. I for some reason I couldn't come up with the muscle part of it. Yes, he hits him with a muscle buster. Roman kicks out at 2. Roman hits him with a fucking pile driver. That's legal. Where in the PWP Championship of Champs, people are going ape shit.
There was 9 of them that happened during the minis battle royal.
Oh my God. They're called puny drivers.
Pint drivers.
Pint drivers. Thank you. I mean, the crowd is going absolutely ape shit. At some point, Roman comes off the ropes, hits him with a Superman punch, and Joe hits the mat, but rolls out of the ring, can't get the pin. Joe's too smart.
Joe's too smart, too savvy, too ring aware.
It's just you can't play the same games you can with other competitors that you can play with Samoa Joe. And
that's the up, down, down of life.
And this is a lesson that Roman is learning in real time. at some point, Roman starts pulling out people's moves that he beat. He tries to do a haluva kick. He does a crossroads. Nothing can put you away because, again, when it's your signature maneuver, the reason it works is because you're the best at that move, right? So it's
you've done it a lot in cafes and stuff.
He's not burying these moves. It's just he's not doing them as good. Yeah. Nothing is working. Eventually, he hits him with a rock bottom. And the people, because it's like, oh, you know why he did that. But then
I know why he did that. And then, just as he's about to go and pin him, the lights go out.
Oh shit! What? Why did the light? Who's controlling the lights?
Who's controlling the lights? Excalibur's losing his fucking mind. And then lights come back up. Tony Khan, frizzy hair, in his signature jacket, on the mic, going,
"I have an announcement.
Hey guys, the show is going really great. I think we're having a really good time. I can't address anything about CM Punk right now. It's a really great show. Everything's going really good." And Roman Reigns is looking confused, like, what the hell? And then
from behind,
lights go out.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I thought Joe was gonna.
Lights went out again.
I thought Joe was gonna take advantage of that. Come on, you should have put him in the clutch.
Triple H is in the ring.
In the ring?
In the ring.
Oh, this shit got zany.
And his boots are in there.
Oh, wait a minute. Separate, or is he standing in them?
He's looking at him and going, huh? And he reaches to his boots, and Tony Khan's still standing there. And Triple H reaches down, grabs both of his boots, and Tony Khan goes, wants to hug him. And Triple H reaches in his boot, and inside's a bottle of water, and he takes a swig, and then spits it in Tony Khan's face.
Okay, what?
To which...
I was going to ask, what is...
Tony Khan's in severe pain.
Oh, well, his life was threatened.
Because it's washing away all the coke out of his nose.
Oh.
So then he rolls out. So then the lights go out again.
And what were Roman and... I'm curious, what were Roman and Joe doing during that?
Remember Dolph Ziggler and the other guy when all the Sting and Triple H stuff happened when they're just dead for like 20 minutes?
Oh, okay. They were just sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. He was sleeping. Well, I mean, he hit a rock bottom. And it took a lot out of Roman to hit it. So, okay, that makes sense. They're sleepy.
And then lights have gone back out again. Lights come back up.
Got to figure out who's controlling these lights.
And then it's NWO. It's a Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash and Six. And then they come out and they go, oh, wait. No, that was wrong show,
Sorry,
everybody.
Guys. Sorry.
Wrong show.
Our bad. And
lights go out again.
Our truth is with them, and he goes, I know what that's like.
Oh, he throws a toothpick at them, and they go, no, that's not. Please don't. Lights go out again. Lights come back up. Both Joe and Reigns are on their feet.
Okay. They're getting to their feet. They have, by the way, they did not witness any of that. They had no
they
idea.
They're totally unaware of it.
No idea
and
what just happened.
Half the fans loved it, and half the fans hated what they just saw.
Everybody's on Twitter. X. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, they're
this
all
is the
miserable.
Best thing I've seen. This is the worst thing I've seen.
100%.
Who booked this shit? They should book more of this shit.
Hashtag Forbidden Door is open for the first time ever. Hashtag hashtag Hunter Biden. I don't know, whatever people hashtag. It's
people can even see Tony Khan under the ring, like tweeting that he didn't pull the apron down all the way. He's just very excited. And
fucking Michael Cole is screaming at the top of his head, "Championship of Champions, the #1 hashtag on X, the #1 hashtag on X right now, #1 trending hashtag on X."
And then both guys get back up, and it's a yay boo punch.
Right.
Roman's getting the yays, Joe's getting the boos. And it's a back and forth. And then Roman tries to kick it into the next gear and goes off the ropes, going for that spear. Boom. Hits Joe with the spear. And he's trying to get to that cover, but Roman's still fucked up. Trying to get to that cover. And then as he gets on top of him, he goes a little top heavy, like he's going and puts the shoulder up and over. 1, 2.
Nope.
Joe puts him in the fucking
snatches him up.
Coquina clutch.
And that's it.
And just starts hollering. You see the angry Joe eyes.
Screaming.
He's hollering. He's going, no.
Nothing he can do.
And nothing he can do.
Bloodline on the outside. They're by the way, they were also sleeping for some reason and all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's.
Jimmy and Jay are going, which one are you? We have the haircuts now. You can't tell the difference between me and you? Like, oh, that's right.
Yeah. They're like trying to interfere, but the lights go out again.
Yeah, and then the lights come back up, and then there's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy that Jay has his name on, and he's like, hey, that's right, look at that.
And then they're all distracted.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think Roman Reigns has to tap out.
Yeah, he taps out. He taps out to an angry, riled up Joe.
Who took a crossroads, a haluva kick, a claymore. He took a rock bottom. He took a pile driver. He took spear, some Superman punches. Superman punches don't work on him. He's in the DC universe.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't do that to him.
He's King Shark.
Motherfucking King Shark, bitch. The Championship of Champions 3 goes to Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe dethroning possibly the champion of last year-ish.
I don't think that this could have been written any better. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I think this is creative wrestling at its peak. I think that we've succeeded here where many have failed, quite frankly.
I agree. I don't think anyone would have written this either.
No. Unwritable.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have taken the time and go, I'll write this out.
Probably going to be our most listened to episode of all time.
Thoroughly.
Yeah.
And analyzed. And probably animated to bring it to life.
Oh, man. I wish we had those kind of listener stuff. That'd be fucking fantastic. Well, there you have it. The third, quote, annual, end quote, Championship of Champions. Congratulations to Samoa Joe and all your success. Roman Reigns, you fought a good fight. Ilya Dragunov, El Vikingo, Naito, and Eddie Kingston, also honorable mentions for your victories.
GCW champion, not honorable mention.
No. He actually gets to carry Samoa Joe's bags from the locker room to his car. That's what you get. You get to carry the champ's bags.
Yeah, but then the champ is then pissed because then there's a bunch of glass.
Oh, God damn it. Did they put the glass in there? And it's got COVID. His bags have COVID now.
Yeah,
Jeez,
extra COVID.
Christ.
They have Jericho-COVID in it.
Jericho-COVID? Oh, God damn it. We hope that you enjoyed this. I don't know that you did as much as Scott and I did. Scott and I think, I'm going to say, if you didn't enjoy this, just be thankful this isn't just what the show is, because there is a possibility.
That went better than I thought I was going to. I thought you were going to say, just go and fuck yourself.
No. I'm going to say, be thankful that this isn't what every week's is, because at some point it might become that. So thank you so much.
And be thankful that I don't do improv on a weekly basis anymore, because it was shit like this.
And everybody was like, who the fuck is Naito?
Wait.
They're like, you asked for a
this?
suggestion and we told you ice cream parlor. Why the fuck are you talking about Eddie Kingston? Who is Eddie Kingston?
He likes ice cream.
We're at the IO West, for Christ's sakes.
That's gone.
Thanks to everybody. Just like Eddie Kingston. Thanks to everybody.
He's alive?
I'm sorry, I meant Vikingo. Thanks to everybody who continues to support the program. If you enjoyed this absolute fucking stupidity.
For the last time, potentially.
If you enjoyed this absolute fucking stupidity, then please consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/PW Palskis. I don't think there's a single podcast out there that does this. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Okay?
No. And if they do, it takes them way longer.
Yeah,
and there's way less funny shit.
And they fight more.
No, that's not what would happen.
And so if you want to show some love, please head on over to patreon.com/PW Palskis or snag some merch from the shop. DragonWagonShop.com is the direct link to it, but you can always find all of this stuff through pwpalskis.com. pwpalskis.com, that is your one-stop shop. There you can find the link to the Patreon. You can find a link to the shop. where you can snag yourself a sweet PWP hat, maybe a hoodie, maybe a t-shirt, maybe a mug, a phone case, tons of great stuff there available to you. High quality
pajamas.
Yeah, high quality crap too. It's not like this fucking garbage nonsense that other stores sell. We sell some good shit.
You know what too? I'll say this for wrestling fans, a real thing. You know, yeah, WWE, they're a machine when it comes to all the merch, right? Everybody owns at least one WWE shirt. They're not that comfy. Occasionally,
like cardboard.
They make like a nice soft one.
Right.
They don't do that on the regular. It's like they're practically made of cardboard.
I don't know why they're so rough.
They are.
They're like rigid.
They are just rough.
Like when you hold one of them.
Dragon Wagon's material is not rough. It is nice.
I'm actually wearing one right now. I'm wearing my Toll Ride shirt, my On Your Mark Toll Ride shirt. And look at that. Look at the way that it drapes and falls. If this was a WWE shirt, I would hold it up and it would just stay rigid in the exact space. It's like a piece of paper. Anyways.
So you can customize your colors, but the material is very comfortable. I don't know the blends. I don't know what they are, but I know it's soft and nice.
It's all written there in the
to a WWE t-shirt. So if you're, you're like, I want to save up, get the latest WWE. I want to get that AOP Karrion Kross faction shirt. I want to be the first and the last. Well, it's not going to be comfortable. A Dragon Wagon Radio shirt, that's going to be comfortable.
So yes, check that out. Find us on all the social media at PW Palskis. Find me at Jake Lloyd Bacon. He's at Scott Narver. And I think the last thing we have to do before we go is thank our current Patreon Palski, Scott Narver.
Yes, if you thought, wow, that's all the bullshit that they could make up. Nah, we came up with more bullshit that we made up. We give out Retribution names as well as Maximum Male Model names. So thank you to all of our Palskis. AJ0314, aka Binary, aka Matrice69, aka the current PWP champ. Alex Pierce, aka Figs, aka Zitoys. Alice Raider, aka Invasion, aka Yves Joie. Andrea Beeler, a.k.a. Pollen Hate, a.k.a. Achud Detest. Curtis Mason, a.k.a. Hurtus. Gilbert Short, a.k.a. Goliathon, a.k.a. Batal Underoos. Mass Llama, a.k.a. Spitz, a.k.a. Jacare Lover. Michael Beltran, a.k.a. Limestone, a.k.a. La Natural. Miguel Diaz, a.k.a. Bipod, a.k.a. Too Much Husk. Mike Lucas, a.k.a. Hackensack, a.k.a. Luger Testicle. Suicide, a.k.a. Tim Bemis, a.k.a. War Trek, a.k.a. Tussle Quest. Tim Redbeard, a.k.a. Blood Fuzz, a.k.a. Blue de Fusée. Tom Hader, a.k.a. Cupid, a.k.a. Cherub. And Tony Griggs, a.k.a. Big Griggs, a.k.a. Grande Grisois.
Thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of the program. We hope you had fun today. We know it was silly.
And for real.
It's always a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
Hey there, my name is Wingman Steve.
And I'm Chris.
Chris what?
Yeah, I'm not saying it.
Come on, man, say it. It's cool.
I'm Chris 183.
Yeah, Chris 183. That's cool. What do you call a cow that plays an instrument?
I have no idea.
A musician.
Anyways, Steve and I are both 30-something dads.
But we are super cool, awesome 30-something dads who love to nerd out over the power-chorded glory that was 90s and early 2000s pop-punk music.
We are both huge fans of the pop-punk genre, even though nowadays we're pure Baby Shark.
Join us on High School Never Ends, the Pop Punk Dad podcast, where we'll discuss, debate, and revel in a music genre that we feel deserves much more love.
At least once we get the kids to bed.
It's High School Never Ends at hsnepod.com and wherever podcasts are found.
It's Dragon Wagon.